Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Gene and I'm retired in Mexico, and what we do is we determine if the new music is as good as the old music. A lot of folks, young and old, think the old music's better, but I'm not so sure, and we're going to explore that one video at a time. And right now I'm really excited to jump back into Black Country New Road. A lot of folks on the channel have asked me to check out a second song. I really liked the first one. I gave it an A+. So for today I've chosen the official video of the Bread song, and I've read the lyrics in advance. I do not know exactly what they are talking about, so we'll do a deep dive into the lyrics. But this is from their second album, and the other song we did was from the first album. So let's go ahead and get into this, jump right into it. It's down here in the corner, Black Country New Road, abbreviated BCNR, or BCNR, and this is the Bread song. Oh, I'm sorry, it's live. It is live. Okay, it's an official video, but it's live. All right, that's fine. We'll check this out.
Well, I just woke up, and you already don't care.
Very stark.
I tried my best to hold you through the headset that you wear, and as tight as I might hold it, over where the signal's good, there's no way to save your evening now. Through the little phone that could. Yes, I was tempted, and I christened me lonely. I pretended to falter.
Nice the way that violin came in.
And I burned scented candles there.
So I have to stop this at least once or twice, and you know, I was reading, I'm very excited about this because I just read the little synopsis that comes in Genius, and he was talking about how he had gone to see Steve Reich, either, I don't know if Steve Reich was there or not, but it was a performance of music for 18 musicians. And I really like minimalist music, and he was talking about a piece where what they would do is they would come in on the next line when the clarinet player ran out of breath. In other words, not on a scheduled bar or measure, right? So already I can hear some very unorthodox approaches in this. I like it. I like it very much. And it is minimal, not in the sense of the movement of minimalism, but just the idea that there's only a couple instruments here, and they are kind of just repeating one or two notes. So I totally get that. I love that kind of music. Let's keep going.
And I hung some good pictures where the paintwork was perfect, so no one could doubt it, that I was still losing.
Almost a drone on the violin, right? Almost a drone. Okay, change the key.
So show me the land you acquired.
So sax and keyboards bring in the elements.
And slip into something beside the holes you tried to hide. And lay out your rules for the night. I don't eat your toast in
Okay.
my bed.
Bring in the intensity up a little bit.
Oh, darling, I never felt the crumbs in
he's singing about crumbs in the bed. I'm not sure what the metaphor is quite yet. Okay, now we got to change. Staying on one note.
You furnished your suffering, and you played a good organ, and the world gathered singing. Good
I just
word.
wanted to say that, well, two things. One is, he is reminding me of another vocalist. Damn it, I cannot put my finger on it. It's like right there. You know what? You know how that feels, right? But then this minimalism and just staying on one note, it's very dramatic, right? It gives you this feeling of tension. So I wonder if they're going to relieve the tension. Let's find out.
That you'd stolen, and every phone died then, and no one had Wi-Fi inside your apartment. We knelt at your altar, okay, well I just woke up, and you already don't care that I tried my best to hold you through the headset that you wear, and as tight as I might hold it
So he's repeating that opening stanza.
over where the signal's good. There's no way to save your evening now, and I'm ready for the show that's understood.
Okay.
So show me.
Okay, a little variation now.
you acquired, and slip into something beside the holes you tried.
Did they shift into a major chord? Maybe you guys can tell me. Sounds brighter.
And lay out your rules for tonight. Oh, don't beat your toast in my bed, darling.
Okay.
I never found the crumbs until you said this place is not for any man, nor particles of bread.
So I started to notice the bass a little bit more. The bass didn't seem that prominent on the song. It was really overshadowed by the other instruments. Wow, it was really nice. Let's do a deep dive into these lyrics. All right. Yeah, that was just had a kind of a eerie serenity to it. I don't know how else to describe it. I mean, it was both. It wasn't creepy, just tense, but had enough space and quiet in it that it was also kind of calming in a way. I wouldn't say relaxing, right? But kind of calm. So it had this nice mood to it that I liked a lot. So let's bring this over, and this will give me a chance to make my little mug a little smaller here. And this opening couplet, wow, okay, well, I just woke up and you already don't care. Whew. That's really something. Let's see if there's an annotation on that. While it's morning for the narrator, we later see that it's evening for the person he is trying to console. Oh, okay. The visible frustration in this line, along with the desperate tone of the vocals, paint an image of a one-sided, long-distance relationship. I didn't quite pick up on that, but so I'm glad we went into that a little bit more. The further we stray from a loved one, the more we come to the realization of dependence. The defeat in the narrator's tone hints that he has begun to notice cracks in his relationship. Rather than accepting it for what it is, he spirals into a reparative mindset, convinced that his partner desperately needs him as much as he needs her. And then we go back to the lyrics. As tight as I might hold it, over where the signal's good, there's no way to save your evening now through the little phone that could. So he's using an analogy of signal strength, I think, here to talk about the strength of his relationship. Let's see if that's true. The narrator admits defeat and concludes that he is limited by his cell phone. It is also revealed that while it is morning for our narrator's evening for his partner, the little phone that, I thought of this, the little phone that could is a reference to the little engine that could, and that went through my mind. A children's book about an optimistic train engine that perseveres while chanting the phrase, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Yeah, unlike this idealistic children's tale, our narrator can't succeed through perseverance alone. His haunting futility is what gives this narrative its tragic edge. So even though it didn't say what I said, I watch a channel where the guy, his name is Daniel, and he looks at lyrics for what they mean to him. And I think as tight as I might hold it over where the signal's good, I like to think weak signal, weak relationship. So even though it doesn't say this in the lyrics, I'm going to double down on that. And yes, I was tempted, and I christened me lonely. Oh, that's an interesting line. I christened me lonely. That's a sacred right. So I pretend to falter, and I burnt scented candles there. See, that's good lyrics, because just like when people talk about smelling a color or they mix senses, he's talking about a burnt scented candle. So when you think burnt, you already get a impression of a scent, and now he's saying scent. So I burnt, how do you burn a scented candle? Or you just light one, I guess. And I burnt scented candles there. And I hung some good pictures where the paintwork was perfect, so no one could doubt it. I was still losing. See what this says here. The narrator makes some material improvements, scented candles, good paintings, to his life in the aim of making himself and others think that he was in a better place mentally. Healthy, loving relationship with his long-distance girlfriend. However, he was still losing. Yeah, this is not a perfect relationship. So show me the land you acquire and slip into something besides the holes you try to hide, and lay out your rules for the night. Oh, don't eat your toast in my bed, oh darling. I never felt the crumbs until you said this place is not for any man nor particles of bread. Let's see here. So show me the land you acquire. Refusing again to give up, the narrator pleads to his partner to show their full colors and accept the narrator into a deeper level of trust and intimacy. While he begs to his partner under the guise of wanting to provide emotional support, we also see from previous verses that the narrator also has selfish motives. Sorry about these ads. Let's go back to this. All right. So he also has selfish motives. This plea isn't just an offer to help, it's very much a desperate cry for intimacy rooted in a fear of loneliness. So, fear of loneliness, yeah. So the fact that the narrator is also selfish makes the song a lot more complex, right? So I like that. Let's look at this line here, see, because it's called the bread song, so let's see what they say here. We are introduced to the song's namesake, the metaphor of eating bread in someone's bed and leaving behind crumbs. A bed is generally a private and intimate place. Letting someone else into one's bed implies a deep level of trust and romantic intimacy. That trusted someone leaving food crumbs in one's bed is a betrayal or undesired consequence of accepting them into such a private and intimate part of one's world. Under this analogy, and given the themes of intimacy in other verses, the breadcrumbs seem to represent undesirable bits and pieces of one's character that fall off when one is presenting a vulnerable and emotional side. Don't eat your toast and bread is being said by the partner. Overall, seems to be about one's desire to be vulnerable and intimate. Okay, so the crumbs are pieces of her character or her life. Interesting. You furnished your suffering and you played a good organ, and the world gathered singing good words that you'd stolen. Could be interpreted as the narrator confronting their SO about their unwillingness to engage in affection. The narrator knows that their excuses are just show and tell, as furnishing suffering and stealing good words might imply that she's being disingenuous about how she really feels. Okay. You furnished your suffering, you played a good organ. I'm not sure if she was a musician or if they're making some kind of pun there. I doubt it. But obviously it could be sexual. And the world gathered singing good words that you'd stolen. Yeah, I agree with that interpretation there. And every phone died then, and no one had Wi-Fi inside your apartment, so we knelt at your altar. Yeah, they're always finding some way to sneak commentary about modern life in the internet age into their heartbreaking songs. In this song, bread represents the nourishment we get from the things that we don't normally think of as necessities, like a relationship. These three lines show how in modern life Wi-Fi has become just as much of a necessity as bread. Oh, interesting. I hadn't interpreted it that way. The last line is also just a funny way to frame how it has almost become ritual to ask for the Wi-Fi password when you visit someone's home. Right, I like that. I'll go with that interpretation because I like it. Okay, well, okay, and then he repeats the bit about, yeah, they repeat that line. So this was really, really cool and a cool performance. You know, one of the things I really liked, that violin came in and it just had this kind of droney thing. Not quite like, say, John Cale of the Velvet Underground, but, you know, almost a pure drone, just a simple note or two, and with a slow, I'm not sure what you call a pass on the violin. But it gave it a lot of mood. And then the saxophone came in and kind of echoed and harmonized at the same time, so it gave kind of a second, little less droney, but still just staying on a note or two. And so you got this real ambience in this song and these really interesting lyrics. I am really excited. Now, do I like this as well as the other song? The other song was awesome. I think I'm going to give this one an A+ as well. I might have preferred that other song that we did earlier just a tad. But this one feels like a grower. Like if I listen to this a second, third, fourth time, I'm going to get to where I really fall in love with this song. You know, somebody wrote on Genius just a comment that she cried through the whole song and didn't even know English. I thought, what a great comment, you know, just reacting to the vocals and the music and just this mood. Like I say, calm and tense. I can use these adjectives together that don't seem to even make sense together, but yet that's how I describe the song. So again, these guys are absolutely 21st century artists. They are taking some old styles. We talked about Steve Reich and the minimalism. And in the video before, we talked about Coltrane and some other influences. So they're borrowing from all these influences, but they're making it into something brand new. So I'm really happy to discover this band, and for those of you who suggested a second listen, thank you. I appreciate it very much. We will catch you on the next video. And thank you very much. Now, if you like what we're doing here, if you want to see a boomer reacting to new music, which is, basically a flip around of most reaction channels, hit that subscribe or like button. It really helps. And as we say in Mexico, buen dia.